Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening. So, this is Tripura. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes for the others to join in before we start the session today. Thank you. Okay, guys, so let's get started. How are you all today? So let me start sharing my screen and let me know once my screen is visible to you. So is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Still not. Yeah, visible.
Awesome. So let me put it in a presentation mode so that it will have a better visibility. Yeah. So this is Tripura, and I will be your trainer for the Playwright with the Python. And let me give a brief introduction about me before we proceed forward. So I'm a test architect and also a test lead in a particular company right now, and I'm holding close to 8 years of experience in test automation space alone. And I also started my career as a manual tester. And throughout my journey, I worked with multiple tools like Selenium, using Java and Python, and used multiple frameworks like Page Object Model, BDD, and Robot Framework. I have also done mobile automation using Appium and Robot Framework. I've did my good share of automation using the Cypress in the JavaScript and Playwright using JavaScript and Python. And later, in my past company, I've completed an entire end-to-end execution using a CodeSub.js. And I have also done the API automation testing as well, using Rest Assured and also by using our Playwright. Okay. And this is a very brief about the tools I have used and the languages I have used and the kind of automation I have used. I did UI testing, I have did database testing using the automation, and I have done the mobile testing and also API testing. And later on, and what are the kind of frameworks I have introduced into my projects during my automation is like I have made use of page object model, BDD, and keyword driven as well, which is nothing but our robot frameworks, and completed the end-to-end framework structure, from the creation of framework building till CI/CD execution. So for the CI/CD, I made use of Jenkins, GitHub Actions, and GitLab. So both the GitLab and the GitHub Actions is trending right now. So in my sessions, I will also keep on talking about the CI/CD pipelines and how do we push our code into the CI/CD and all. And for the version control tools, I have made use of GitLab, GitHub, and Docker. Okay, guys, so this is just a brief about me. So before I proceed forward, I just wanted to know about you guys. So I'll ask a couple of questions. So, to just understand about the team I have. So how many of you are completely new to testing? I'm not saying about the manual testing or an automation testing. I'm asking complete testing. So do we have anyone who's very new to the testing? You can raise your hands. If you're not comfortable to speak, you can raise your hands as well. It is fine with me. Awesome. Looks like everyone has some knowledge around the testing. That's good. So how many of you know any one of the automation tool? So let it be a Selenium or let it be Cypress or Protractor or UFT, anything. How many of you know any kind of automation tools? Please raise your hand. Great. Great. Awesome. Awesome. So what are the tools, guys? May I know?
Yeah. Like little bit Selenium or little bit
Mhm.
Playwright.
Oh, awesome.
And
Selenium and
Yeah, same
Playwright.
here.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
Selenium
Yeah.
here, but a little bit. I mean, I have a lot of experience on manually and management of testing, but unfortunately, I couldn't have time to invest on automation.
Cool. Nice. That's awesome. So you already have some basic understanding about the Selenium and Playwright. That's cool. And you guys? And the
I
others?
worked
Yeah,
on
Selenium.
Selenium and Java.
Oh, awesome.
Mir, Mir.
Selenium, Java.
Yeah,
Okay,
REST
that's cool.
assured API. So,
Oh, wow. That's good. So you have a good exposure around it, or you know the basics around it?
I have the exposure, but
Okay.
yeah, Playwright and Python is something like I
Mm.
haven't learned. Means as a tool, uh, I want to means now it is means more
Yeah.
switching to Playwright than
Mm,
Selenium.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Everyone are asking about the playwright in the interviews, correct?
Yeah.
Whenever you are getting a call, they'll ask you whether you have the knowledge on playwright or not. Yeah, correct. And you guys and the others? So here I see
Yes, Selenium.
awesome. Using Java?
Yes, I've used Postman a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've just been trained, and I'm just a new user, so I've just got the training, and so
Mm-hmm.
which I was told that was back end, and then I'll need to do something with the front end, and so I could see that the right is basically looks like it's hot cake, and it's required almost everywhere
Yeah,
now. It's
yeah,
required
yeah.
everywhere, so I was forced to to
Mm.
take the course
So
to make me
earlier,
ready.
the Selenium used to be a hot cake in the market, but now everyone are migrating towards the Playwright. So we will see why it is happening also in the in the couple of minutes. But that's good, guys. So here, most of you already have some basic knowledge around the automation testing. I'm happy about it, but I want everyone to be on a same page. So I will be starting from the basics. I'll consider each one of you have a zero knowledge around the um, automation tools, so that the one who doesn't have some understanding around it will be able to catch up the speed. Okay. So you here, and guys, you can lower your hands now. Thank you for responding.
Yeah, of course, basic knowledge of Python.
Oh, you already have a knowledge on Python.
Basic knowledge, like to do the automation testing, so need some
Okay.
knowledge in Python. So
So which automation tool you use for Python with Python?
Selenium
Oh, okay. Using PyTest?
and POM, PyTest with the POM.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So now if you
But
go through our sessions now, so when we are speaking about our playwright using Python and the page object model, you will understand the difference about the framework which we have with the Selenium and with the page object and with the playwright, and how easy we can use a playwright as our automation tools.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that's nice. So a couple of them already had some basic knowledge on the Python, and so happy to see that. Yeah. You can lower your hands, guys. Thank you. Yes. So we have many of the team members having very minimal knowledge on the automation tool. We have a couple of them who are still with the manual testing. So we will be having, yeah. Yeah, no problem. So we will be covering the basics of Python also, and we will be covering the playwright, and we will be doing a CI/CD. Everything will be hands-on, guys. So after each and every class session, I will be providing some assignments to you so that you will have some time to do some hands-on around it. And if you have any questions, you can ping me anytime. I will be available over the WhatsApp, or if you want to have a separate session in the Teams also, it is fine with me. Okay. So let me start sharing my. Okay, before that, since we already have the entire forum related to the testers, I wanted to understand one thing. Why do we need an automation? A question for you guys.
So it is like mostly we have the regression in the, means releases, and then
Mm,
like doing the same task again and again repeatedly will be human prompt errors, and it will be like more error prone. So it is like doing through automation, so it will reduce
mm,
the time and efficiency will be also increased uh, for
correct,
the quality of the
correct.
deliverable. Yeah.
That's true. Any other question? Any other answers?
To
Repetitive
save the
test?
time, I guess.
Yeah, to save the time and to repeat the test. Let me start sharing my screen again. Yeah. So today we are going to see some basic understanding, like everyone are talking about the automation. So why do we need an automation and what factors are helping the automation to boom in the market? And especially now out of number of automation tools, why do we need a Playwright and why are we choosing a Python over other languages? And what are the possible career opportunities? I mean, for which roles we can apply and also the salaries we get. Okay, and I'll also walk you through the structure, our course structure, what we are planning for the next rest sessions. Okay, so let me just go to the next slide. So if you see at my slide here itself, you can understand why the automation is booming. So since everything is an agile model and everything is in our industry, our software industry in a hurry, it is in a fast model. It is in a fast model. So it means for every 2 weeks there is going to be a release. So everyone, like even the clients they expect a huge delivery from our side. So whenever, and also if you see about the trends in the market, if a team has 5 to 6 a number of developers, then the testers alone will be just 1 to 2. In few projects, only one tester will be there, even though they have around close to 5, 6 developers. So for us, we have to complete our. Sometimes we should also concentrate on the manual testing part, and again we have to help the team to complete their deliverables and provide the sign-offs as soon as possible. And there are like plenty of tickets will be there in our bucket, right? Before each and every release, and we have to complete many things. And by completing those many things, we have to make sure the regression will not break before the release. So it will really make our life easy also. If you know a proper coding, if you know how to use an automation, it will really make our lives easy for us only. It is mainly okay. So first, what it will be helpful, how it will be helpful to us. It will make when we are doing our functional testing, when we parallelly trigger our automation instead of doing the regression manually, if we trigger the automation, it will saves us a lot of time. Let's say if you have 200 test cases, doing it before each and every release, it will be too hectic and a person cannot handle that much of a load. But an automation, a machine will be able to handle that load, and along with that, it will provide us an accurate results based on the assertions we have put in it. Correct? So we can, whenever there is any complex situations, complex functionalities inside our application, even during that time, our automation will help us a lot so that you can concentrate on the main task rather than this other activities. Correct? So first thing, it provides a faster execution because let's say in my test case, I have 100 steps in it. To complete it, it will take me like close to 30 to 40 minutes. And if I have to test that in 4 environments, then yes, it will take close to 2 to 3 hours. Means again, after that, I'll get tired. So my half day will get completed for testing a single test case. So instead of you doing it, if you do the automation, if you code it properly and trigger the run, what happens? It will complete in 10 to 15 minutes, and you can trigger parallelly. You can execute the same test cases parallelly in this 3 to 4 environments so that within the 15 to 20 minutes, you can see the output and you can raise a bug if there is an issue also. And the developer, after again, the developer fixed it. And once you have to test it again, you can do this process. You can simply trigger the same test case and check whether it is working properly or not. That's it. And improved accuracy because a man humans tends to make mistakes, while a machine, the probability of making a mistake is very low. And reusability of the test case, it means the same test case, I can trigger it in multiple environments and in multiple browsers and across the multiple builds. Better coverage allows you to test more scenarios, data combinations, and edge cases also. Better coverage is nothing but the same test cases. If you want to trigger it multiple times with different data, you can do it without lifting your hand. You can directly provide it in the examples, and the automation will trigger with all the examples you have provided. And support CI/CD. So what is CI/CD and why do we need it also, I will explain you in our coming sessions. And you, by the end of the session, you will be also able to create a pipeline and trigger a CI/CD execution also. And it is cost efficient, that's true, and enables frequent releases, that's true. Why? Because the execution is very quick, improves productivity because since the heavier task, the regression and the um, repeated work, the automation tools are handling it, so we can concentrate our time onto a needed task, right? And it is consistent and also scalable. So what is scalable is nothing but whenever we are triggering the same test cases in a multiple devices, like in Mac, in Windows or Linux, or in a multiple platforms or in multiple browsers, the process of handling in a multiple environments is called a scalability. And even the automation will be able to do that. So because of uh, these many advantages of an automation tool, it is being used in many of our projects now. So earlier, around 40% of the companies were using an automation and rest 60 was still in manual scenarios. But now in the current market, 99% of the projects are using any kind of automation tool, let alone it is Selenium, let alone it is Playwright or UFT or Cypress or anything, Code.js, they are having at least one automation tool in their bucket because everyone are understanding the importance of it. Okay, guys? So why the demand is increasing? Because modern applications are complex and everyone are shifting towards a manual and automation. Why? Because of the advantages which we have just seen in the previous slide. Okay. Now, out of all the tools we have, why, if you have seen in the earlier scenarios, earlier also we had UFT, we had Protractor, and we had what else tool? What are the other tools which is coming into your mind, guys? So we had Cypress and all, right? So out of these odds, why the Selenium was booming earlier? Because one thing, uh, I'm just talking about the Selenium before I go to the Playwright. Because Selenium was very simple to, because Selenium will be able to automate the browsers easily and when compared to the other tools, it was quick and also by including, it has the option of combining with the third party tools like Rest Assured or by using AutoEd, by using Sikuli or the ability to combine it with the other third party tools, we will be seamlessly automate any browser in any environment, right? So that's the reason why Selenium was booming. But even though it is a modern tool in that area, it has its own difficulties, challenges, because whenever some person wants to build the framework from the scratch, they should have some sound knowledge on creating the classes. I mean, for the framework creation, we have to have a sound knowledge on creating a classes and making it protect and making it private so that the framework will not get broken easily, and it doesn't have a reporting technique, so we have to make use of TestNG, and it doesn't have a proper version control by itself, so we have to make use of Maven or Gradle. They're like not only the Selenium. When you're planning to use a Selenium, you have to have the understanding on TestNG of why to use it, and you have to, when you are dealing with the Java, guys, so you have to know the understanding of TestNG. And if you want to create a report, or if you want to uh, have a common platform about the versions, then you have to have a Maven dependencies, and there are like multiple jars you need to install. The setup is too heavy. So for a newcomer, it will be a bit challenging to first understand the setup itself before going towards the coding or before using the Selenium, let alone. But when you are taking the Playwright, there all these difficulties, like you don't have to install a driver, you don't need a test ng, you don't need a Maven, everything is eliminated now, because inside the Playwright itself, because Playwright is a bit modern tool. So whatever the challenges the Selenium had, the developers of the Playwright identified it and they resolved it in this particular and released a Playwright with the solutions in it. Okay, so it will be a bit very fast. Playwright will be very fast when compared to the Selenium, and Playwright will be able to automate a newer browsers also. Example, Safari. Safari is nothing but WebKit. So with you don't have to download the install drivers like what we did with the Selenium. So if you have an experience with the Selenium, you would understand that in order to open a browser, in order to launch an automation browser, you need to download drivers by going into another separate websites, right? So here, even that is not required. You don't have to install separate drivers. You don't have to install any separate plugins like TestNG, Maven, anything. And even with the Selenium, API testing was not possible. So that's the reason why we were using Rest Assured there. But with the Playwright, you don't have to have anything, because even Playwright will be able to automate APIs. So now if you compare the differences between the Selenium and a Playwright, Selenium used to be slow because when you trigger in testing, yeah, sorry. Please tell me, I hear that there is a question. Do you have any question, guys?
Yes, my question is it only for front end or also can it be for back end?
No. Yeah, you're talking about Selenium or Playwright?
No, Playwright.
Playwright is not only for the front end. We are also going to discuss about the DB testing too.
Okay. And okay.
Yeah. But good question. Playwright, let alone not even the Selenium or a Playwright, will automate DB testing. We have to make use of the languages. In the Selenium, if you're going with the Python will have to handle it. Even the same with the Playwright. It will have to, only the Python will be able to handle it, not the Playwright. But in our class session, we will be seeing how do we handle the DB testing also. Okay, how do we make the connection with multiple databases we have? We'll be seeing that too. Okay, we'll go to the course content in the next session. So this is for APIs. Okay, so API is again a backend networking system, right? So API, it will be able to handle it and it will be able to emulate the mobile browsers. Okay, Playwright. Selenium will not be able to update the browsers. So Playwright will be able to do it. And API testing, we can do it with the Playwright. Selenium will not be do it. And this is an interview question, guys. I'll ask you what is the difference between the Selenium and Playwright, and what do you prefer over what, and why? You can say them all these things. When you have applied, when you did some coding inside the Selenium, when you trigger a run, so what happens as soon as an element is not visible, it will fail the test cases. As soon as it will launch the browser, so let's say we are trying to automate an Amazon website. So when you launch the browser, there you can see login screen. Inside the login screen, there you will be a home screen. Inside the home screen, let's say there is a search bar in it. Okay, search bar. So I have written my code to type something in the search bar. So what does the Selenium do? It will open and it will directly search for the search bar. Directly will try to click something in the search bar. So within a second or two, if the search bar is not available, it will fail the test case. But the Playwright will never do that. What a Playwright does, it will wait for 30 seconds before throwing an error. Okay, so if you still want to wait for more minutes, even that is possible with the Playwright. Okay. So, but right away, it will not throw you any error. So the default timer does what the Playwright provides us is 30 seconds. So it will wait for the whole 30 seconds before throwing any error. Okay. So that mechanism is called auto waiting. Network mocking is API execution. Okay. So when you're trying to, we'll see more during our session. So network mocking is possible, and yeah, we'll take the questions after this slide, guys. So stability also, Playwright is very simple because by using requirements.txt, we can provide all our versions over there, and browsers support also a new browsers Like WebKit is also being handled by the Playwright. Now, any questions, guys? Please speak directly. Or if you want, you can drop it in the chat. I'll take it from there.
So in the
Mm.
Playwright, also we have implicit wait and explicit wait, right? Suppose if you want
We can.
to
Yes.
instruct.
That is an additional waiting
Okay.
mechanisms. It is available.
Okay.
But the default time is 30 seconds. So even though if you don't provide any implicit or an explicit wait, before throwing any error, it will wait for 30 seconds.
Okay, got it. So when you said that parallel execution is built in, so in the test ng normally we write the methods like right in the test ng .xml also
Yeah,
we will put there right
yeah.
in this Playwright we did not
Not
to configure
required.
those
Not
things.
required. Not required.
Okay.
Whatever I mean, it is again a simplified version, you know. So whatever the challenges we face in the Selenium, now in the Playwright it is not there. So everything is in a straightforward mechanism. Just a simple line. That's it.
Got it. And one more thing is in Selenium we need to know the complete core Java right with the collections and everything.
Yeah.
So in the Python like how it is like how far does we need to learn the Python?
It is not that important also because the framework also the Playwright will have, you know, inbuilt frameworks like page object model also it is very we can easily create it. So there first you have to import a packages, there you need to create a class and then
Yes.
multiple setup. But here the setup is
Yes.
very simple, very simple. It's not, you don't require a core Python understanding. You should have, but I would say you should have some understanding about what is a class and how do you make it protected, the methods inside it protected, and how do you call it, you know. So those things, those basic knowledge is fine.
So you're going to teach the basic Python also
Yes,
in this, right?
yes. So the next 4 to 5 hours, we are concentrating alone on Python, the basic knowledge.
Is it only the Python is sufficient?
Yeah, I mean, our class is mostly about Python with the Playwright, so I'm concentrating on Python first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about
So
API?
we will be using like VS Code or
Yeah, we are
Python?
using VS Code. VS Code, why? Because if in future there is a requirement for you to code something in another language, if you know the, because VS Code is majorly used in the market. So if you have a sufficient hands-on on the VS Code, you can handle anything with regards to the IDEs. And there is another question in the chat. So Playwright can used for mobile apps and web app testing. Mobile apps, it won't test it. By default, you need to, you know, have a very, some other setup. Playwright doesn't directly support it, but we are doing a mobile emulation. Mobile emulation is not the mobile automation testing I'm going to explain in this class. We are just trying to mock our browsers, our existing Google Chrome browsers. Okay. And the other question, Python is enough for
But
automation.
it is
Yes.
possible to do the mobile
Mm.
testing by Playwright.
It is possible. We need to have source labs. We need to have, you know, APM with the integration of APM and everything.
Okay. Okay.
What about API
Why
testing?
Python? Why not TypeScript?
Why not TypeScript and why Python? Sorry, I think
Yeah.
I have heard multiple questions. One, you're asking why Python over TypeScript. So
Yeah.
guys, in the present market, we have a good demand about the JavaScript. We have good demand on the TypeScript, and we also have a good demand on the Python. But why alone Python is because if you see in the market, everyone are moving towards AI MLs, right? So in order to make the robust our applications robust, when the developers alone have a using a Python in their application, what would a client want, what would a developer what would a BA or a project manager need? They don't want the automation testers to use another language just because they're comfortable around it, right? They want to have a the common language across the project so that in future if none of the automation testers are available, even the developers will should be able to handle the normal executions of it. So in order to maintain a common language across the projects, Python will boom, and even still now it is booming. It will continue to grow in the market because of the growing demand of our AI. Uh, but that they say like right now JavaScript is more popular because I heard that, but let me take the trends. And the other thing, recently I'm getting really very many calls, and they are asking about the Python. Like example, AT&T, JP Morgan, they are looking for the Python. And even Apple, like whenever you get some calls from these companies, they will be focusing on Python rather than JavaScript. So let me get the Google Trend, guys, so that Google Trends, you'll understand it. So whenever you have any confusion, like take this as a tip. So whenever any confusion about which tool to pick and which one is best and all, you just go to the Google Trends, type Google Trends and click on explore here. So now you're asking about Python. So let's take Python programming language and compare it with JavaScript. Okay. And now hit on search here. Yeah, no requirement of search. You can directly say it. See, over the past year, how many downloads of the Python happened? The blue here is Python and red is JavaScript. And this is the trend of Python and this is the trend of JavaScript. So it is still growing it and it is above our JavaScript. Okay.
Okay, Isha.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, like, along with the combination, the combo as in with the Playwright, still, I don't know, I'm not sure how much it is true, but they say that most of the applications and stuff, their web applications are coded in JavaScript. So that is why companies prefer, or this preference is there for this combination of Playwright with
See,
JavaScript. Is that
there are
true?
like there is like n number of companies, right? So it depends on their requirements. So let's say if their company have a JavaScript in their, as a primary coding language, then yes, I'm saying like JavaScript is also important, but Python will continue to boom. And even now it is also doing. And let's say out of 100%, close to 50% is with Python, and the rest 50 we have with JavaScript. In that 40% we have with JavaScript, and 10% TypeScript also combined. So someone with the JavaScript experience can also take up the challenges of the TypeScript, but I would prefer go with the Python for now.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So yeah, and when you
I
are a
have one
beginner and
question.
yes, yeah, please
Um,
proceed.
it may be silly question, but yeah, I've got one
No
of the
problem.
application which is very, very slow. A single
Okay,
page application which goes from one page to another page. It
and
takes
it is very
90
slow.
seconds. It is
Okay.
generating revenue in terms of millions, but however,
Oh,
it is very, very slow because I've got customer data around 10, 12, 21 millions of records.
got it.
So it's powerful, very heavy. The only problem which I have it, I'm using Selenium at the moment. Yeah,
Oh,
we get flaky results. Sometimes
mm-hmm.
we are just ending up putting the timeout, setting up hard timeouts, etc., etc. But getting this automated, it's really painful for us.
Got, sorry. So you have a flaky test case. I'm hearing some lot of background music. Yeah. So you are having a flaky test. Sorry, you are having an application
Yeah,
which is very slow. And how do we remove that
yeah,
flaky test with Playwright?
yeah. So
Yeah. So
currently
in
it's
the
with
Selenium,
Selenium. Yeah,
yeah, with the Selenium, I guess we don't have one place where we can, ask the automation to go slowly, like the unified timeout. So instead of having it each and every line, even when we are dealing with the explicit, we have to provide near a certain point, right? So instead of doing that, there are like multiple things. So I told you 30 seconds is a auto wait mechanism. You can increase
mhm,
that to
mhm,
2 minutes also. You can increase that to 5 minutes also. So before failing the test case, it will wait for 5 minutes. By using, if your application is really very slow and you have to wait, that is not very much preferred to configure a unified timeout of updating the default timeout from 30 to 50, 30 to 30 seconds to
mhm,
5 minutes. But if your application in your framework it is much needed, then you can directly do it in one single point. So before throwing us any error, it will wait for 5 minutes. It means it will wait for the entire page load to complete, and it will wait for that
Okay.
element to be visible, so that in this way you can, reduce the flaky test. And we are also
And
going to
sometimes,
see.
let's say
Mm,
when we move from one page to another page,
mm,
the web page will not get
mm.
loaded. You have to refresh manually sometimes. Yeah.
Okay,
So
you can
does
write a
this has
loop for
gotten
that. We need to
Yeah,
write
but
a code
it's
for
like
that.
okay, so because we have got
Mm,
hundreds of pages in that application,
mm.
so
You
at
can
each
write a
and every
single
page.
method. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can write a single method and you can call it whenever it is required. So we are just writing an if condition there. Write a if condition, check if an element. So on the loaded page, let's assume there is a element which needs to be visible. So if an element is visible, proceed with the execution. Else do a refresh. So it's just a 2 lines of code,
Okay.
and we'll have it created in a method and we need to call it whenever it is required. And it is
And,
ideal to put it as a basic, the very first step in each and every method. Sorry, after each and every page navigation.
and does it has also integration with ADO as well? In terms of
Sorry, which one?
ADO integration, the Microsoft Azure DevOps.
Azure DevOps. We need to
Yeah.
set it. We need to set it.
Okay.
It allows all the, integrations.
Okay.
We need to just set it. It is a matter of .yml file. If you are able to update it properly, it will set it. And here we are seeing about the GitHub Actions, not the Azure DevOps.
Okay.
Yeah, but the connection will be same. Yes, guys. So whenever you are a beginner to the industry and when you're beginning to the coding, so Python is more preferable because whatever the methods we are using, it will be in our normal language format. I mean, if you want to update something, you have to use dot update, and you don't have to specifically initialize anything. Like you don't have to declare string, you don't have to declare integers and everything. It is very straightforward, and we are going to see that too. So it is very easy for a beginner to understand it and use it. Now, let me walk you through the before we go to the course coverage. Any other questions, guys?
Yes.
So you are
Yeah.
covering API testing as well, right? But
Yes.
in the Python, we don't require any separate library as that is not
With the
supported.
Playwright, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, with the
No problem. So with the Playwright, yes, we are going to cover API testing. I'll walk you through the course content. So any questions? I can see your hand raising.
Yes.
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, this is Amit Gargode. Yeah, so I have a question like after completing this course, so can we
Hmm.
mention 2 or more years of experience in Playwright
You can.
automation?
You can. You can
And can we
definitely get.
crack the interviews based on this, whatever we learn? Like,
Yes. Yes, because after
Mhm,
each and like with the Python, for each
mhm,
and every session, like for each and after each and every class, I will provide you an assignment, and along with that, the possible interview questions around that topic. So whenever you're going to an interview, the interviewer first concentrate on your programming knowledge.
mhm,
Right. So
mhm,
we will be covering the interview questions, and also at the end, I will be providing you the entire end-to-end assignment, so that you will I'm practically showing you the entire the project structure, how it will be in a real projects. So based on your efforts also. Okay,
mhm.
I will be helpful to you towards the entire class, but again, based on your efforts, how much you are putting in to understand more about it, again depends on you. So you can easily put your experience as 2 to 3. It is completely okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I have one question now. It's also
Mm-hmm.
an open question
Yeah.
now. Uh, I'm basically running manual testing uh, embedded systems, something to that, some software with hardware stuff. Is there a way from this course I could get some knowledge whereby, because you have to automate such certain test scenarios, you could able
Yeah.
to use this one, this knowledge
Yes. I will see. when I'm trying to explain the concepts about the Playwright, we are doing a complete framework building also. Okay.
Okay.
So you can directly, if you want, you can directly import my framework, and there you can automate your test cases there
Okay.
directly. So yeah, it will be. I hope so.
All right.
It will be very much helpful. Yes.
Okay.
Mm. Yes, guys. So now I'm going towards, yeah.
Yeah, I have one question. It's like we have a daily class, but if in case if we just miss the class or something, then how
You will
this
get
can
the
be covered?
recordings also.
Okay, so it's a daily recording, it will be getting at the end of the day, or how exactly the things would be?
So you will receive it in the next day. You know, the admin team will start the day on during the 10 or 9 a.m. IST. So since our classes are in the evening, so the next day morning by 10:30, the team will provide you the previous class. Okay, every day they'll
Okay,
keep on posting the recordings.
okay. And if you just want to do
Mm,
some extra practice or something, or maybe if you just want to have extra
mm,
interaction, then do you
mm.
conduct some extra sessions for that just to discuss the doubts or maybe the some queries
Yeah.
regarding
So
the
after the class, like whoever have the doubts will stay in the car and let's or can drop off so that we can discuss about the doubts whatever they are facing during their previous execution or difficulties challenges they faced.
Okay, yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
but we'll park it in the end of the session.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, got it.
Mm.
So practical framework means designing
Mm.
and the implementation
Yeah.
is going to happen.
Yes, and even the CI/CD implementation too.
Yeah.
So I
And
have a
how do
quick
we generate
question.
a report? Yes.
In terms of someone with no
Mm.
coding experience at all, is this course still relevant?
Sorry, I did not get the question.
If someone doesn't have any, so I don't know any kind of programming language, let alone Python. So is the course
Mm.
still relevant? Can I still take the course?
Yeah, we are going to have the Python also, right?
Sure. So you will
Yeah,
teach
yeah.
how to code for Python. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to have Python, and first we are concentrating on the Python. So if you see the course content here, so where the first few days, so please ignore the day count here. So to concentrate on the topics because it may vary. It may vary from 4 to 5 hours or 5 to 6 hours. So
Sure.
first, my concentration will be on providing the Python basics. Python basics as in like how do we create, what are the data types, variables and operators we have. And we as an automation tester, we should know what are the conditional statements like if conditions, and we need to know how to use a loops. Okay,
Sure.
functions, and how do we have a parameters and the different data types like dictionaries list, handling the files, exceptional handling, all these, like even the oops concept, we will be going in a basic level. Okay, I won't deep dive into it because for us as an automation testers, it is not much, it is not uh, needed in that level. So I'll help you to get the understanding in the level where we will be needing it for the automation. Okay.
Okay.
And later
Sure.
we will be
Thank you.
going towards the Playwright. Yeah. Sure. Thank you. So here next we'll be going towards the Playwright. I will explain you how to use a Playwright and how to install it, and the methods we have with the Playwright and everything. And once how do you locate an element and what are the assertions we have, weights mechanisms we have, and once the Playwright basic knowledge is also completed, then we will start creating a project. Okay. And for I feel like Amazon is a bit challenging as part of the um, e-commerce website. We have it for free. So we are going to use an Amazon. There we will create a test cases, and by using a framework called page object model using a PyTest, we will be doing a complete data driven PyTest based page object model framework using Playwright. Okay. And then we are going to see how a code gen will be working and how do we integrate with our AI. Okay, we are going to use our GitHub Copilot as well throughout the session, so that in the recent market, guys, what is happening? Everyone are expecting you to understand about the AI. Irrespective of the traditional understanding Playwright and Python, they want to even increase the speed of our coding, the test case creations in the automation also. So they want you to use an AI. So I am going to help you how to use a GitHub Copilot, because 99% of the projects are going to use a GitHub Copilot now. So we will also look into it, how to use it, what is GitHub Copilot, how to use it, we'll also look into it. And once the coding is done, once the execution is proper in our local, we will deploy it in the CI/CD, and we will also see it in the, one second, where is it? In the cloud, like browser stack or in the Lambda test. So two ways of triggering the execution. One, we can trigger it in the local. Two, we will triggering it inside a CI/CD. And the other way, it is not majorly used, but in few projects they are still using how to trigger it in the cloud, like Lambda test or browser test. We will trigger a browser stack. We'll see how to make the connections. Okay, and how do we do? In the end, a bonus chapter is that along with the page object model, there is another booming framework, which is BDD. We'll also, I'm just allotting a single session for that. I'll help you understand the basic about the BDD, how to make the connections, and what is a Gherkin script and what is given when then. We will also see that too. And along with that, we are going to see about the API testing. We are going to see about the DB connections. I mean the DB database connections as well. Okay. So all these things we are going to cover in this session, along with the visual regression. Visual regression is nothing but, in few companies, they will ask you to verify your screen is matching the screenshot they have. You know, if you want to compare it with a screenshot, even that is possible. You know, visually, whether both the pages are looking proper or not, we can also compare that using our Playwright. So we are also going to cover that. Okay, so please go through the content again here. And if you want any other topics to get added, we are free to add it. And yeah, so that's all, guys, about the course content. So we are going in a steps manner. First, we are going with the Python, and then the Playwright, and then the framework, CI/CD, cloud execution, and BDD model. Okay. Yeah.
What
So
is the
the
duration of course?
Yes. So the original duration is like the planned duration is 30 hours for the entire course. I mean the 30 days. So it can, increase for 2 to 3 days. Okay. So with the close to 30 to 33 hours, we will be able to wrap the entire Playwright with Python. And the total topics covered is 28.
So which day exactly, Isha, like it is planned to
Planning
uh,
for?
to get completed, like which day? Like by Feb end, can we say, or
I will have to calculate it. So can you calculate the 30 working days from today?
okay.
Monday to Friday, guys. And Saturday, Sunday, we don't have a class. So 30, you can, let me see that in my calendar really quick. So we are going to start it from tomorrow, 21st. 21, 26, 26, 28. So we can say around 6th of March, maybe 6th,
Okay.
that week. The first
6th.
week of March, you
First
can
week
say
of
that.
Okay. Okay.
Or if it is getting a bit prolonged, then the second week of, first by Wednesday, we'll be able to complete it. 11th of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any batch in the morning as well?
Yeah, we do have, but I think it is a bit in the middle. I think, but you can check with the admin team. There's another trainer who is also going to take the batch parallelly in the morning. We have to check with the admin team about the timings and how long they completed the course and all.
But you're not handling that. Okay.
No, I'm handling the evening one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there, sorry, I have a short
Yeah.
question. Is there a possibility to move this
Mm.
course 1 hour above, like later?
Later, as in now, for us it is 8 to 9 p.m. IST. So you wanted to have it before like 7 to 8 or
No,
9 to
after.
10?
Yes. Is it possible? Or because of
Oh,
the other classes?
yeah, actually I have a stand-up at 9:30, so I only
I'll,
have 7 to 8 slot. Yeah, sorry for
okay.
that. Sorry, 8 to
Fine.
9 slot. If you are comfortable, we can prepone it also. I'm fine with that. But again, it depends on the entire team.
Yes, that's fine. Because it's here where I am in Sweden, it's basically it comes except in the middle of time, working time, 3:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so but
Okay.
because I've just taken a class in Postman, for it was 1 hour
Mm,
later, so it was good.
yeah.
4:30 to 5:30, good. But I'm just, if it's possible, it's not possible
Mm,
to find. It's just based on
mm,
the majority of the class members if they can. Otherwise, I just have to depend on the recorded version.
And you can ping me anytime if you have any queries also, even post the session. I'm fine with that. But for me, 9 to 10 currently it is not feasible. It is 8 to 9.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Sorry
All
for
right.
that. Yes, guys. So any other questions?
So the framework you are
Mm,
showing, that
yeah.
will be, I mean, same for like we are using in real time also, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
basically, I'm working in a
Mm,
company.
mm-hmm,
My company is using Playwright with Python, PyTest
mm-hmm,
framework with Visual Studio Code.
mm,
So are you
mm-hmm.
covering all this, right?
Yes. Yes.
With BDD framework.
With BDD.
Yeah.
Oh, we are using page object model. Well, BDD, I'm just providing a single class where I will explain you the entire connection and the gherkin, but not the entire BDD.
Okay.
But I will be showing you a couple of scenarios there. So, you can directly correlate it because even when you're using BDD, you need a page object model. You have to combine it
Yeah.
both. So that's the
But
reason why page object model is of my heavier priority. BDD I will explain you, but it will be in the later, in the last ending days of the session.
okay. And what about that code
Mm.
gen? How many
Co-
classes?
yeah, a cogen is a single class. It should be good. It is just a command which we trigger, and it will not take mostly more than 20 to 30 minutes of our time. So it's fine. We'll cover it in a single session, and it we are prioritizing in the initial days itself.
Okay. So generally we follow,
Mm.
we will write the code using manually,
Mm.
right? Instead
We
of
have
using code.
CodeGen will help you in another way. So it will create a test case for us, but it will be in a very
Okay.
raw manner. But we have to write it in a framework level. So we have to write it, else take the help of GitHub Copilot, not the CodeGen. Okay, so
Sure.
even the GitHub Copilot will be able to structure your framework, will be able to provide the test cases in the framework level, but the CodeGen, it will be in a very raw manner. I'll show you so that you will see which one to use when. You'll understand
Okay.
it. Yeah, but CodeGen will be helpful to get the locators of an element. So in that manner, you can take the help of it.
Okay.
The one question I have, like you are taking
Mm.
Playwright with Python, right? But
Mm.
if means like it supports multiple language like TypeScript, JavaScript. So
Yeah, Playwright
means
supports
we
many. Mm.
yeah. So like Selenium, if we means we
Mm.
command the tool, the other language we can learn and we can understand. So
Mm.
like this Playwright means you are
Mm.
taking with Python. So
Mm.
once that tool understand the language is the only other thing.
Correct, correct. That's correct. Because the methods we use the same, just like Selenium.
Okay.
The methods we use the same, just like the fill, type, and everything. Just the binding language is different.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you understand the structure of the Playwright, there is a normal tweaks when you're dealing with the JavaScript and all. So I'll do one thing. I'll compare my framework and also will speak in between about how does a if you return in the JavaScript, how does it look? We'll just have that basic conversation during the class, so that if there is a chance for you to in your project, they're asking you to work on a JavaScript, it will be helpful for you guys.
Yes.
Mm. Yes, guys. So, do you have any other questions?
Yes. One more
Yeah.
question. What about the recording access?
Mm.
Like, until when can we access it?
It
Suppose
is
if I want
lifetime,
to access,
lifetime
sorry.
access,
Okay.
lifetime access. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, sure. And guys, if you have any question, you can drop it in the group chat also. I'll pick it from there and I can message you personally too. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Yeah,
day.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.